Welcome to the Exit Strategy. We have real conversations to transform your mindset, money, and more. And now, the Exit Strategist.
Happy Saturday, Exit Strategists. It is another day for us to do what we love to do. Are you ready, ladies?
I'm ready.
Yes,
Let's
yes,
go. Yes.
Go. All
yes.
right. So, what we're going to do is we're going to spin the wheel to decide what interesting and engaging topics we'll discuss today. So, let's go.
Go.
All right. Okay. Natural hair.
Oh,
Uh,
we. So, today's discussion is natural hair in the workplace, how it affects your everyday choices. I don't
Okay.
want to be selfish, but I know I have something to add to the conversation. But where do we start, ladies?
mhm.
Let's start with the natural hair in the workplace, honey. Like, what does that look like for people? Okay, so let me tell you a story.
Yeah.
So I have braids today. I'm always changing my hair, and as you know, the viewers get to know me, you'll see that my hair is going to always be different. But I used to wear braids quite often because they're easy, and you can do whatever. And when I was working in corporate America, I wore braids a lot, and was getting ready to go out for a promotion, and I was told I should probably discontinue my wearing of the braids because they are considered to be hard or harsh or offensive. I couldn't believe it. I did it because I had gotten passed over twice,
Mm.
and I did it, and guess what? Job. So that's my experience with natural hair in the workplace, even though these braids are not necessarily natural, but it's a natural hairstyle. So
All right. I have a story on that one. I have always had perm in my hair been westernized all my life, and I worked in a Catholic school, and not many of them look like me, but I I went and I changed my hair. I said, I'm gonna do something different with my hair. And they said, what? Well, I came in, I shaved all my hair off. I cut it off from here to Morgana. That's the style I had back in the day, and they were livid.
oh wow.
Carolyn, why did you do that? What's the reason? I said, because hey, why not? I'm getting tired of, I just want something to do. I want my hair to be natural. I don't want to put all the chemicals in it.
Mhm.
It went over with, the headmaster, my CFO, he was fine with it. But my headmaster, he called me in, and I was like, he said, why did you do that? You have such beautiful hair. I said, I still got beautiful hair. See, it just not much of it now. It'll grow back. And he was like, so how is everybody in your family? I said, well, it's none of their business what I do to my hair. This is mine. So, and he was like, oh, okay. It took it took some time to get him used to me not having full flowing hair to not having hair,
Mhm.
you know. So it took some time, and I had some other, I had some teachers to have have their opinion, but I also have my opinion too. So so it eventually they accepted. It took a minute, but they accepted it because
Yeah.
I wasn't about to do anything different. I have no hair. It's shaved off. What am I gonna do?
Right. Or you could do like me. So I had lost all my hair for whatever reason,
Mm.
and I would wear wigs all the time at that time. And one of my friends was retiring. Well, I don't typically think about how my hair is today. It's just I am hot today, how I am. And this day that they were recording like goodbyes to her. And when I recorded my goodbye to her, I was all natural. I had no hair, like literally my hair was very short. And then the day of her actual celebration, I had on a wig. And I didn't even think anything of it. When we watched the videos, I did not think about the fact that I had on a wig that day where I didn't on the video. Never clicked me. And my director comes up to me after the video, and you know how you're socializing at her party, and he says, "So Monica, you mean to tell me your hair grew out that fast?" And I looked at him and I said, "Honey, it sure did."
Yes.
It can be, I guess, I don't know, whatever to people sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So let me add something in here. As you can see, I have short hair, right? And there was a time where I was at a new job and I cut my hair off. Like you said, Carolyn, you had hair, you cut it off. And what was interesting is that before I had hair, my hair was straight. But when I cut my hair, I let my natural hair show. So it was curly and it was wavy. You can't really see much. And I actually have a good relationship with my coworkers. And there happened to be a white guy who questioned me about my hair and my hair changes. So he was like, "It looks so different. Can I touch it?" So I'm like, "Sure. I know it's moist. I know it's soft." And he says to me, now bear with me, because if he said this to someone else, it could have been an issue. He says to me, "You know, I always heard it was good luck to rub a black person's head."
Whoa. Okay.
So, just me being the calm, cool, collected person that I am, one person that understands culture. I know there are cultural differences and barriers, but knowing within the heart of this person, I knew he did not mean what he said and really had no idea of how offensive he was. So I took it as a teachable moment. And I said, let's say his name was Bob. Bob, if you had said this to any other Black person, you would be in HR, if not on the floor, because this is incredibly offensive. Because what you just did was you called me an animal. And I smiled and I said, because I know you don't mean this. So let's have a conversation. Where did you get that reference? And guess where his reference was from?
Parent, school.
What's that? The Georgia movie,
Oh, what's it?
No Black Babies. What's that? Come on, y'all. The big to do of the movie in Georgia about the white ranch and the white people and the rich people.
Oh,
I want
It's
to know.
okay. We'll
His
come back to
reference
it.
was from a
It's
movie.
okay. I'm a
It's
jump
a
in.
big to do movie about culture, and it was on a rich white property in Georgia, and the family went to war. Scarlett O'Hara, maybe was
Oh, okay.
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind.
Oh,
Gone
Gone
with the
with the
Wind.
Wind.
Gone with the Wind was a big one.
Okay. Yeah, Gone
Georgia.
with the Wind had to be it. Yeah, that's a big one.
It was a
Okay.
significant reference, but the point of the matter is, by me showing my natural hair at work, I was able to have a conversation with a person that could have been offensive and made it a teachable moment.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you for that. I'm gonna hop in because I got a couple of different phases of my life where the natural hair let me see, isms come into play. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all know I call myself a Cajun Jersey peach. And I say that because I literally have I've been reared in all three of those cultures all my life. So Louisiana was there for the summer, like the Crooklyn kids. Jersey, that was during the year, that's where I was raised. And I've spent most of my adult life in Atlanta. But growing up as a child in spending all my summers in the South, was very hot in Louisiana, as you all know. And I've seen a lot of memes lately because this is officially Easter weekend of little Black girls getting their hair pressed. Right? We called it press and curl back in the day with the Crown Royal grease.
Hot comb.
And you would put the hot comb on the actual fire, right? For people that don't know what that is, you put it on the fire, then you pull it off, and it's like on fire, literally with smoke coming from it. I grew up getting my hair done like that. Okay. Now, when we went south, my aunts, they had not been exposed to what we had been exposed. My mom always wore natural hair. I grew up with my mom wearing natural hair. And I also grew up in the hip hop generation, Queen Latifah. Come on, Lauryn Hill. So being a queen and wearing your crown, I was cultured that way. But when I came south, it was kind of like, oh, you only get your hair pressed for special occasions. And it was kind of like, that's interesting, because that's not how I was raised. Now, we did go south. A couple of my aunts permed our hair, chemically permed me and my sister's hair. My sister's hair fell out, never came back. Mine's have always had lots of hair. So I've done it all. Braids, weaves, Afro puffs, dreadlocks all the way down my back, everything you can name it, I've done it all. And then also being coming to HBCU, Clark Atlanta, it was Afro everything. So again, it was like affirmed to be around other Black women who wore the way we wore our hair, the way God created us. Now I'm going to switch to workforce, because I was cultured to say, oh, when you go to the workforce, you might want to straighten your hair. And I did that on a lot of my interviews when I was younger. My first job, it was really kind of in school, out of school. One of those first jobs I actually did, I did room service at the Hyatt downtown. That was one of my little jobs that I did. And I had a Latina manager who I would wear my hair like little 2-strand twists. And I got pulled aside and he pulled me in the back and said, I don't even remember what he said, but I know he never said it to anybody else. But he did say, hey, you have you thought about changing your hair or such and such? Now I was in my 20s, but again, this is somebody who was cultured. And I had to say, okay, well, is there a problem? Is it unsanitary? Or better yet, can you show me in the employee handbook where it says that I can't wear my hair like this? Never had a problem. But moving fast forward, most of my interviews, I did straighten my hair before I went into interviews. And but I no longer do that. I show up with the way my hair is now. It's curly. I do all kinds of things with it. But it's a very powerful thing, to the point that India Irie came out with a song that says, I am not my hair.
Yeah.
So, Brandy, let's bring you up because I have no hair and you are the opposite extreme with all of this long, luxurious hair, although the readers and listeners can't see it. What is your perspective?
As I was listening to you all, because I've had natural hair for a long time, but you might never have known it because I do tend to wear my hair straight, right? But as I listened, immediately everybody went to how other cultures see you at the workplace. That's where everyone pretty much, except for Rosalind, kind of described it a bit differently. But I just was starting to think, how do I see the natural, like when I see someone wear natural hair, what does that make me feel like? And it made me pause for a moment, which is why I didn't say anything initially, because as I think about my career journey, I've always worn my hair straight at work. Never, ever did I wear my natural curls, which I have beautiful curls. I never wore them. And yeah, it made me think, like, why is that? Or how did I feel when I saw other people wear their hair? So not only do others see us in a different way, I think we see each other. At least I do. I don't know how you all feel, but I see other people. If I see someone come to work with an afro, I'm like, I might think she's bold to do that. I might think that, and I might praise her for doing it, but it made me think about her doing it. Why is it not natural for us to be able to be ourselves in the workplace? That's the question that I would want to ask versus why someone asked to rub my hair or something like that. Like, why do we not see it as natural, us being ourselves? And I think it's because how we think other people think about us. And that really is an unfortunate thing, that we can't be who God made us to be, and feel good about it. But I do believe that the acceptance is changing. I do believe the acceptance is changing. And I think about Monica Kaufman in Atlanta, Georgia. Monica wore her natural hair and she was beautiful and all that, right? I mean, women are starting to be more comfortable in themselves, Black women anyways, with their hair in the workplace. I see dreads a lot. I don't see afros as much, but I see low haircuts, so the perming, I stopped perming my hair, I guess 17 years ago. But that, even when I stopped perming it, I was still straightening it. It's just, I don't know. We just have this stigma about our hair, but I think it is becoming more acceptable for us to be more natural. So.
As you was talking, I kind of remembered going the very first time I shaved my hair, because I'd never transitioned. I've always just jumped in, just shaved it off. Now, I've always had hair hanging down low, just flowing. I moved to Georgia after living in Connecticut, because I've just felt like the beautician here couldn't do my hair, because I only get 2 perms a year. That's what I told the beautician. I've only got 2 perms a year. If I come to Georgia and my stuff is every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks, I'm in your salon. I don't like that. So I got my hair shaved off. And I showed my father. He had a hissy fit.
I'm sure.
He had, literally, he flipped his lid again. This is my father. What, he lost his mind. I have no hair. I went from hair hanging down here to none, literally none. And he had a problem with that. And a lot of our culture, a lot of our men at that time, and we're talking, I don't know, the 80s. Let's see, when was the Olympics? 98 was in Georgia. 97 in Georgia. 98, 97 in Georgia. I did, well, it would have to been like in 96.
It was 96, yeah.
Yeah. So I did that just before the Olympics when I moved here. That was the very first time I've ever had my hair cut. At least for me, it was the very, very first time, and I just shaved it off. A lot of men, Black men, I'm going to say, had a problem with that.
Listen, Carolyn, I love you, but you're about to start a show and a topic we do not have time for.
It's huge. It's huge. That's huge.
I want to have a conversation, because I immediately think about how I treat my kids when they want to change their hair. I think we need to talk about this hair situation for sure.
Yeah. We got to come back to this.
Absolutely. Ladies, is it me? I think this is a good time to kind of wind down for today. But Caroline, it was an issue with my husband and I and my hair that almost ended our relationship. So you are treading on something that's really significant that we just don't have time for.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this, and then we can wrap up, because it connects, but I think we definitely need to get back to this topic. This is not a short topic to try to cover. But what I can say, coming from the health and wellness field, is a lot of us don't pursue careers in sports and swimming because of our hair. So it affects our health.
Or even that's huge. Absolutely. Even exercising, but we're trying to wrap up, but we keep on bringing up topics. So ladies, I love what we do. We are the Exit Strategists. I am Morgana.
I'm Brandy.
I'm Carolyn.
And she's Rosalind.
I'm Rosalind.
And we are your Exit Strategists. We love what we do. And check us out for our next session. Everything we do is about transforming your mindset, money, and more.
Have a good one.
Bye.
We are The Exit Strategy. Find us on Roku, Boss Ladies TV, where we have transparent conversations to transform your mindset, money, and more. Scan the QR code to follow us on all social media at The Exit Strategy.